It was a crisp autumn evening in the bustling city, and the energy inside the Molsion promotional studio was practically electric. Hundreds of staff members, brand representatives, and media personnel hurried back and forth, preparing for what was expected to be a standard, highly anticipated live streaming event. Zhang, the brand's global ambassador, sat calmly in the main dressing room, adjusting his collar and reviewing the final cue cards. He looked effortlessly dashing in a sleek, modern blazer that complemented the edgy aesthetic of the eyewear brand. The livestream was scheduled to go live in less than 10 minutes, and the online waiting room was already flooding with millions of eager fans spamming hearts, comments, and purple banners across the chat interfaces. Outside, the virtual queue swelled to astronomical numbers as fans from all over the globe tuned in early, hoping for a glimpse of their favorite actor. The production crew finalized the multi-camera setup, ensuring the lighting cast a warm, inviting glow over the minimalist white set. Zhang stepped out onto the stage, greeted by a wave of muffled applause from the off-camera crew. He took his seat at the center table, testing the microphone and sharing a quick, easygoing laugh with the lead host. Little did anyone in the room, or across the millions of screens worldwide, know that a meticulously planned surprise was about to unfold, one that would completely shatter the internet within seconds. The countdown timer on the studio monitor flashed red, ticking down from 10 seconds while the director signaled for absolute silence. With a deep breath, Zhang flashed his trademark charming smile directly into the primary camera lens as the red, live, indicator blinked on. Within the first 2 minutes, the concurrent viewer count skyrocketed past previous brand records, a testament to his immense star power. He began the broadcast by greeting the audience with his usual warmth, effortlessly reading out fan comments and discussing the sleek design features of the new Molsion sunglasses resting on the table before him. The atmosphere was lighthearted, casual, and completely standard for a high-profile celebrity endorsement. Behind the main stage, sequestered in a quiet green room, Tian Xiwei was tiptoeing across the plush carpet in soft sneakers, trying desperately not to make a sound. She wore a playful, knowing grin, her eyes sparkling with mischief as she clutched a special prop, a pair of oversized, limited-edition Molsion frames. The director and a select few producers stood nearby, holding their breath and gesturing silently to indicate that the timing was finally right. Tian Xiwei gave a quick, determined nod, clutched her script notes tight, and began her stealthy approach toward the rear entrance of the live set, stepping past heavy black velvet sound-dampening curtains. Back on the broadcast, Zhang was midway through answering a fan question about his favorite fashion accessories for the upcoming season. He gestured naturally with his hands, completely unaware of the subtle rustle of fabric happening just a few paces behind his high-backed chair. The live chat log was moving at such a breakneck speed that individual comments blurred into an unintelligible waterfall of text. Thousands of fans watched the wide-angle camera shot shift slightly, catching a fleeting glimpse of a silhouette stepping out from the shadows directly behind the unsuspecting actor. For a split second, the chat slowed down as a few sharp-eyed viewers realized what was happening. Tian Xiwei crept up silently, her footsteps completely muffled by the heavy studio rugs, until she was standing mere inches away from Zhang Linghe's left shoulder. She held the colorful sunglasses right up beside his ear, mimicking the exact promotional pose he had struck 10 minutes prior, and tried her hardest to suppress a giggle. The studio crew held their breath, hands clamped over their mouths to prevent any accidental laughter from bleeding into the live audio feed. The juxtaposition of Zhang Linghe's serious, focused expression while talking about lens polarization against Tian Xiwei's comedic, tiptoeing stance created an instantly iconic visual contrast. Suddenly, Zhang caught a movement in his peripheral vision and felt a sudden shift in the air pressure right behind him. He instinctively turned his head, his eyes widening in genuine surprise as he came face to face with Tian Xiwei grinning ear to ear holding a prop right next to his temple. For a full 3 seconds, absolute silence hung in the studio as the actor processed the unexpected ambush, his mouth parting slightly in shock. Then, recognition and amusement swept across his handsome face, replaced instantly by a bright, hearty laugh that echoed clearly through the open studio microphones. The moment Tian Xiwei popped up on screen, the live chat exploded into an unprecedented tidal wave of caps lock, emojis, and screaming fan reactions. Within 5 seconds of her appearance, the platform's servers stuttered under the crushing weight of millions of simultaneous comments flooding the system. Fans watching from home dropped their phones, screamed at their computer monitors, and immediately began screen recording the historic broadcast. Social media timelines across Weibo, Twitter, and Instagram were instantly flooded with frantic, blurry screenshots of the exact second Zhang Ling realized Tian Xiwei was standing right behind him. Regaining his composure with a quick sweep of his hand through his hair, Zhang Ling turned completely around in his seat to face his unexpected co-host. "What on earth are you doing here?" he asked through a fit of lingering laughter, his voice warm and utterly amused. Tian Xiwei laughed brightly, stepping forward into the primary ring light so the cameras could capture her vibrant expression in full clarity. "I heard you were talking about fashion without me, so I thought I'd come check out the competition," she joked smoothly, sliding into the impromptu guest chair that a quick-thinking floor manager rushed over to set up. The chemistry between the two actors was instantly palpable, shifting the dynamic of the livestream from a standard product endorsement into an absolute variety show masterclass. The host, realizing they had just hit television gold, gladly stepped back to let the dynamic duo take over the spotlight. Zhang Ling leaned back, gesturing toward Tian Xiwei with an expression of playful defeat. "Well, since you've decided to crash my segment, I suppose you can explain these new frames to the audience," he challenged with a raised eyebrow, handing her a pair of sleek sunglasses. Tian Xiwei didn't miss a beat, instantly holding up the glasses to the camera and adopting a mock-serious spokesperson voice that sent the studio crew into quiet fits of laughter. She pointed out the sleek temple design and the gradient tint with theatrical flair, glancing over at Zhang Ling for approval. He watched her performance with an amused, affectionate smile, occasionally chiming in with witty corrections about the actual product specifications. Their effortless banter proved just how comfortable they were working alongside one another, feeding off each other's comedic timing with natural grace. As they bantered back and forth, the live viewer metrics hit an all-time peak, shattering records for the brand within a 20-minute window. Brand executives watching from the control room were practically jumping up and down, high-fiving each other as they watched sales for the featured Molsion frames spike in real time. The hashtag featuring both of their names soared to the #1 trending spot worldwide, accumulating hundreds of thousands of posts in less than 10 minutes. Fans were analyzing every micro-expression, every shared glance, and every piece of overlapping dialogue with microscopic intensity. Tian Xiwei playfully leaned over to check the live chat monitor floating off-screen, gasping dramatically at the sheer velocity of the scrolling text. "Look at them," she gasped, pointing at the screen. "They are completely losing their minds over there." Zhang Ling chuckled, leaning closer to the microphone to address the frenzy directly. "Calm down, everyone, she just ambushed me, I promise this wasn't scripted," he joked, flashing a reassuring wink at the camera lens. His casual demeanor only served to fuel the fans' excitement further, sending another massive wave of purple heart emojis cascading up the screen. They transitioned smoothly back into the scheduled programming, seamlessly integrating the brand's talking points while maintaining their hilarious, spontaneous dynamic. They played a quick impromptu game where they had to guess each other's favorite sunglasses styles based on random fashion cues. When Tian Xiwei guessed Zhang Linghe's choice incorrectly on the first try, she playfully pouted, crossing her arms and demanding a do-over. Zhang Ling laughed warmly, gently patting her shoulder in a gesture of sportsmanship that made the live chat room scream collectively in digital unison. The playful push and pull between the two stars showcased a level of professional camaraderie that thrilled fans who had been longing to see them collaborate more frequently. Every time Zhang Ling laughed at one of her witty retorts, the studio seemed to brighten, and the energy in the room surged to new heights. They traded the sunglasses back and forth, modeling different angles for the camera and striking exaggerated high-fashion poses that dissolved into giggles the second the flash bulbs clicked. It was evident that their friendship extended far beyond basic professional courtesy, rooted in a genuine mutual respect and a shared sense of humor. Behind the cameras, the production assistants were frantically typing notes, trying to adjust the rundown sheet to accommodate Tian Xiwei's unplanned presence for the remainder of the broadcast. The director gave a quick thumbs up from the switcher station, signaling that they should ride this wave of viral momentum as long as possible. Zhang Ling caught the director's signal and subtly nodded, smoothly extending the segment to give viewers more of the unexpected interaction they were frantically demanding. He turned back to Tian Xiwei, seamlessly guiding the conversation toward their shared experiences on previous sets. As they reminisced about past behind-the-scenes moments, the atmosphere in the studio grew warm, intimate, and remarkably cozy, making the millions of viewers feel like they were sitting right there in the room with them. Tian Xiwei recounted a funny mishap from an old rehearsal, gesturing wildly with her hands, while Zhang Ling laughed heartily, leaning in close to listen. The casual, unscripted nature of the conversation offered fans a rare, authentic look at the actors away from the rigid constraints of formal television interviews. It was raw, unfiltered, and deeply endearing. The live chat transformed into a digital festival of appreciation, with fans sharing fan art concepts, compiling time-stamped highlight clips, and organizing mass buying campaigns for the Molsion eyewear they were showcasing. Several major fashion blogs and entertainment news outlets began live tweeting the event, publishing breaking news articles about the surprise appearance within minutes of it happening. The cultural impact of the moment was instantaneous, proving once again the immense pulling power and magnetic appeal both actors held over contemporary pop culture. With only 10 minutes left in the broadcast, the host stepped back in to steer the conversation toward the final giveaway segment for the fans. Zhang, Linghe and Tian Xiwei eagerly partnered up, working as a cohesive team to select lucky usernames from the digital raffle pool scrolling on the massive studio monitor. They playfully argued over which fan deserved a signed pair of sunglasses more, debating the merits of various witty comments left in the chat log. Their collaborative spirit made the giveaway feel personal and genuinely exciting for everyone participating from home. As the final countdown for the livestream approached, both actors turned to face the primary camera together, standing side by side with an easy, relaxed posture. Zhang Ling held up a pair of the signature Molsion frames, while Tian Xiwei waved enthusiastically at the lens, flashing a bright, radiant smile. "Thank you all for tuning in tonight," Zhang Ling said smoothly into the microphone, his voice rich and steady. "And a special thanks to our unannounced guest for dropping by and keeping things interesting." He cast a warm, sideways glance at Tian Xiwei as he spoke. Tian Xiwei laughed brightly, leaning slightly toward him as she added her own farewell message to the global audience. "Always happy to keep you on your toes,